Cooper, you still got the big load, I see, man. Damn. They ain't giving you any kind of break today, are they? Damn. Well, good Sunday afternoon, friends. Mark Holmes here, and as always, I want to say thank you all for watching, commenting, subscribing, and being part of the Joe Boo Sports Report. Without you guys, as well as you ladies, you know that this literally does not work. I hope everybody's having a great day. I'm having a wonderful one. Don't forget, today, 5 o'clock Eastern, we'll be doing our last Sunday members call-in show because we're going to have to move it to Saturday because the football season is 1 week, actually less than that. Thursday night football, of course, will be here. Friday night football, and then on Sunday we'll be watching our Dallas Cowboys, and I'll be back home at my man cave with eating some Joe Boo wings and everything else, and I hope you guys tune in to our live stream. So the thing that's crazy to me out there is, we always hear about the negativity of the Dallas Cowboys and all the things they do wrong. And how the Cowboys have spent less money than anybody else over the last 5-10 years in free agency, and they don't care about winning. But see, here's the thing. Here's the thing that to me is kind of crazy if you think about it, is even though the Cowboys are the bottom of spending money, right? Because they define spending money as winning on free agents. And that's not always the case. You can spend a whole lot of money and end up buying a piece of shit because it's just a name that you're buying. It's a brand. Sometimes it's the off-brand that actually is a better product. Not always, but sometimes. But you can't just equate with the money spent necessarily with winning. Has it worked? Yes. With the Rams that had a really good team, they went out, they topped it off. With Tampa Bay, having an 8-8 team, they bring in Tom Brady and Gronk and Namakatsu and all these guys, and they went on a run and they ended up winning it. But we've seen other teams like the Jets year after year or Washington that have spent a whole lot of money in things and haven't gotten there. But I get it, because I would like to see the Cowboys do top off the tank for the long trip that is the NFL season. But if you're going to trash them when they do something wrong, you have to also applaud them when they do something right. See, I think about what we may be seeing. Maybe the biggest thing to happen this season if it works out. The fact that Dallas Cowboys ended up moving back in the first round, trading back, and getting 2 starters. Now, see, here's how I always try and rate a draft. You get a day one impact starter. This is what happened. This is one of the reasons why we didn't get oomph last year, in the playoffs. But you have a day one impact starter, a guy like a CeeDee Lamb or a Micah Parsons or a Tyler Smith, right? That you plug in right now and helps to make your team better. 2, you get a really good starter. 3, you get some depth. And 4, you get a special team standout. Anything beyond that is gravy. But if you can get those 4 things in a draft, you've done really, really well. And in an age where you look at, say, the Giants, where they spent first-round pick on Eric Flowers, first-round pick on Evan Neal, that clearly are just flat out bust. We've seen, at least through preseason right now, the possibility of having 2 standout offensive linemen as rookies from 1 pick. Let's just take a peek. Now, again, I'm still setting this thing up, so forgive me if it's not quite there. But this is against the Raiders. The thing here is, looking at Cooper Beebe, shout out to Cooper Beebe, who went from carrying the load after practice, carrying helmets and shoulder pads because he's a rookie, to now maybe carrying the load on the offensive line. But look at him. Watch. He's not only going to handle his man, defensive lineman. Look at this. The one technique guy. Throw him on the ground, and he's got the blitzer coming and picks up the blitzer. throws his guy at his feet, and then picks up the blitzer. Combination block right there, okay? He took 2 guys out on one play. Now, that's a lot different than when you hear ESPN talk about, oh, they lost starters and, great players. Biotish would get lifted up by that one technique guy and dropped in the quarterback's lap. Watch it one more time. Look at this in full speed. Boom. Throw him down and let me get the other guy. Boom. Look at this. Bro. You picked him up with a 3rd round pick, which was an extra pick because you moved back for this guy. Okay? Let's take a look. Tyler Guyton. Look at this. Boom. Let's push him out the way. Push him some more. Get the hell. A mean streak. Get your ass on the ground. Now, granted, he had the angles on that, but let's watch it again. Boom. 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 Bent him backwards. Bent him over backwards. You got to love this. So, my point being here is, yeah, the Cowboys, think about where we were. Think about where we were going into the draft. Here was the question. We had Zach Martin, all-pro guard. Never ever want to play tackle. Did one time, got injured. You had a hole at center. And then you had Tyler Smith, all-pro guard. The question was, well, we got flexibility. We could go ahead and move him out to tackle and draft a guard because it's easier to get a guard. And then hopefully, we get a center. But then we're thinking, then you got 2 starters there together as opposed to having an all-pro in between them. That was the question. And then, of course, it was like, well, the Cowboys should try and get themselves a veteran starter. That's not a bad idea. But we saw what Tyron Smith got, a deal that may be $20 million. Or you could have re-signed Tyron Smith. Instead, the Cowboys not doing what they tell you to do, okay? Not doing what they tell you to do. Oh, they need to go out and get, sign this free agent, that free agent. They may potentially have, in at least for the first 4 years, 2 guys that are dirt cheap. That may be impact starters. And I don't know why this isn't talked about more. We keep hearing how stupid the Cowboys are because they haven't gotten Dak Prescott's deal done and things, right? That how bad we are about, with Zeke and things like that. Zeke is too old and stuff, and so you get Dalvin Cook, and so we got 2 old backs and things, right? That they've systematically, in a different way than the way everybody else tries to fill the holes in. And I can say, taking a look, for example, what the Eagles had done as far as their secondary. Going out there and signing veterans, Big Play Slay and Bradbury and all these guys, right? These aging veterans, they spent a lot of money on those guys, right? A lot of money on those guys. And you look at the contracts and you looked at them being 31st in pass defense last year. Clearly, the money they spent wasn't as good as the Cowboys drafting a Deron Bland in the 5th round or a Diggs in the 2nd round and having a great coach in Al Harris to be able to coach those guys up. So I look at this and say, maybe the Cowboys aren't as dumb as people make them out to be. And we have to at least start looking at, we got Jerry Jones that'll drive you crazy. But we got to start looking at some of the positive things that you see on this team. And regardless of it not being the big name players that you may know and things like that, the reality is this team is going to be really good. All right, good people, as always, I appreciate each and every one of you all, and I will see you soon. Peace out.